Tells you everything you need to know about Shedeur possibly getting in, ever. Oh my God. Look how fucking happy he is. Look at this nigga, bro. I don't know if his number's gonna be called. There's no evidence to suggest that. Oh, they're going Wildcat? Interesting. Wildcat never makes sense to me because you always know what is coming.
The Browns locker room just exploded into pure drama, and Jimmy Haslam's right in the center, acting like a billionaire on the edge of a meltdown. After Dillon Gabriel launched a 55-yard bomb like he was trying to join the Avengers, Haslam reportedly went off on Stefanski for still benching Shedeur Sanders. Can you even imagine? A perfect pass flying through the air and your coach still pretending he's allergic to real talent. Cleveland's not just heating up, it's boiling over, and this time it's not just the fans losing it, it's the entire organization spiraling right on cue. You could feel the tension before kickoff, that classic Cleveland chill that creeps in whenever disaster's about to strike again.
You guys want me to respect because you beat an awful Miami Dolphin? I watched every single ounce of this game. Ladies and gentlemen, it was horrible. Shout out to the rushing game of Judkins. Shout out to the Brown defense that we knew about already. You see me have the jersey for a reason. I am going to expose your Cleveland Browns on this video.
That uneasy silence in the stadium wasn't just nerves, it was a warning. The Browns have this special gift for turning bad into unbelievable, and they might have just invented a brand new way to embarrass themselves again. Both teams were sitting at 1-5, but only one of them looked like they'd never met before. The Dolphins were missing Tyreek Hill, and the Browns, they were missing common sense. And somehow, those two losses balanced out to give us 3 painful hours of football that felt more like a live tutorial called How to Ruin a Season in Real Time. Jimmy Haslam sat there, arms crossed, watching his supposed safe pick, Dillon Gabriel, throw for a grand total of 55 yards. That's not just bad, that's comedy. You could walk that distance in less time than it took Cleveland to find the end zone. The owner of a billion-dollar franchise watching his quarterback barely outthrow the high school marching band? That's not football. That's tragic performance art. And Stefanski? He probably thought he was playing it smart, playing it safe. But in Cleveland, safe always finds a way to blow up in your face. Safe football? Please.
It's no secret that Kevin Stefanski has found himself another week, even after getting the win, back into some drama. This time is for not playing Shedeur Sanders in the fourth quarter of that game. Now, we know they ultimately walked away, beating the Miami Dolphins 31-6. But what took away from the storyline was the fans' reactions to seeing Shedeur, and more importantly,
that's just another way of saying slow motion losing. And somehow, the Browns managed to turn that into a national comedy act. Gabriel wasn't throwing passes, he was handing out souvenirs to every linebacker in sight. The man looked scared of his own Shedeur, like gravity itself was his biggest opponent. Every throw was a desperate check down, every drive a surrender, and Haslam's face on the sideline said it all, that the look of a billionaire doing math on how fast he could fire an entire coaching staff mid-game. Madness everywhere. This was supposed to be Dillon Gabriel's big redemption arc, his left-handed miracle moment. Even the NFL hyped it like a Hollywood showdown, 2 southpaws clashing for the first time since 2006. What did we actually get? A pillow fight between 2 teams allergic to progress. Not a single meaningful drive, just bubble screens, dump-offs, and chaos disguised as strategy. It was football reheated in a microwave. Bland, limp, and lifeless. Stefanski's play sheet looked like it was written by someone scared to admit their quarterback couldn't throw past the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8, screen, 2nd and long, draw play, 4th down, pray and punt, insanity on repeat, and there he was. Shedeur Sanders, sitting on the bench like the secret Cleveland refuses to open. The man's got championship DNA, calm under pressure, and that rare spark of charisma. 3 things Gabriel wouldn't recognize if they hit him with a playbook. You could see Shedeur sitting there, helmet on, locked in, just waiting for his name to be called. But that call never came.
Yeah. Like this week, I don't know, head coach, quarterback, GM, whoever it is, that's not it. And B-Mac, when you get blown out by a 1-5 team, and you're a 1-5 team, and you get blown out in the NFL.
Rookie quarterback, too.
Yeah, on a rookie quarterback, right?
Without a win.
Without a win.
Let's keep making the case against it.
That plane ride home,
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Bro, that is 2 things. It's either dead quiet or they're going to start cracking the cards out because guys don't care anymore, right? So
the fans saw it. Shiloh Sanders saw it. Pilar Sanders saw it. Dion himself probably saw it from Colorado and just shook his head like, here we go again. It's like owning a Ferrari and choosing to drive a busted lawnmower instead. Pure nonsense. After the game, reports say Haslam lost it, and honestly, who could blame him? Meanwhile, Myles Garrett was out there doing everything but selling tickets, dragging the defense across the field like he was carrying the whole franchise on his back. Every snap was personal, every hit fueled by frustration, while the offense folded faster than a cheap lawn chair. You could practically hear the defense mumbling on the sidelines. Man, what are we even playing for? We stopped them 3 times, and our quarterback gives it right back in 30 seconds. That's not frustration anymore. That's psychological warfare dressed up as football. And the wildest part? Stefanski keeps standing at the podium defending this chaos, saying he's protecting Shedeur. Protecting him from what exactly? From winning? From actually showing fans what a forward pass looks like beyond a car length? Come on, the man's been through way worse than this. He's handled college pressure, Dayon's sky-high standards, and a full NCAA schedule behind a Colorado O-line that couldn't block a breeze. Shedeur doesn't need protection. He needs a chance to shine, and everyone knows it. And don't even get started on the Gabriel's more mobile excuse. That's the biggest myth in Cleveland right now.
Hates Shedeur Sanders. There's no way, no how, that he's going to actually ever put Shedeur Sanders in the game. If you can read the stats here, the Browns are up 31-6. No thanks to Dillon Gabriel. He only had maybe a little bit over 100 yards.
Mobility? Please. When pressure came, Gabriel's first move wasn't a scramble, it was a freeze. Dude looked like a deer caught trying to file his own taxes. There was even one play where a defender came flying off the edge, and instead of dodging, Gabriel just stood there and accepted the sack, like a man calmly signing his own pink slip. It was painful and hilarious at the same time. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett's out there going full superhero mode, dragging the entire defense through mud while the offense looks like they're allergic to momentum. And poor Shedeur's just standing there on the sidelines, helmet on, waiting for someone to finally realize the obvious. He's the missing spark this team's begging for. But nope, Cleveland stayed committed to chaos, doubling down on mediocrity like it's a brand identity.
It got so bad, I had to go back to watch Oregon, right? Just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I watched Oregon and I watched Shedeur. Nobody can tell me that he's better than Shedeur. You can't tell me that.
No, not at
You
Shedeur's
cannot
best.
tell me that.
Not at Shedeur's best.
You can't tell me that.
No.
I watched enough tape and I watched enough football and I know enough to see. When I watch these two dudes, I'll probably watch over 20 games. Just to make sure I wasn't tripping. There's no way nobody that watched both of their films would say he's...
By halftime, Miami's defense had cracked the code. They literally stopped covering deep routes, because why bother? Everyone knew Cleveland wasn't throwing deep. They stacked the box, looked Gabriel dead in the eyes, and basically said, "Go ahead, prove us wrong." And he didn't. He kept checking down like the ball had a no-fly zone over 20 yards. It wasn't football anymore. It was denial in motion. When the Dolphins' defense figures out your entire playbook by the second quarter, you're not unpredictable. You're predictable and boring. And by the third quarter, the fans had already checked out. You could hear the boos bouncing off the walls like bad Yelp reviews from an angry crowd that's seen this movie too many times. Even the announcers sounded tired. One of them probably wanted to switch careers mid-broadcast. Cleveland fans didn't pay to watch a live documentary on quarterback confusion and self-doubt. This isn't a controversy anymore.
Shedeur Sanders would have played this game 10 times better than what we saw from Dillon Gabriel. Hell, Deshaun Watson would have done better right now. Even Bailey Zappi would have done way better than those bubble screens, redundant passes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Judkins...
It's organizational malpractice. You've got a potential franchise quarterback sitting on the bench collecting splinters, while the so-called safe option is putting up numbers that would embarrass a high school junior varsity squad. How is that even possible? You just know Jimmy Haslam's pacing through his mansion right now, wondering how much patience it takes before you officially run out of it. But let's be real, this isn't some random meltdown. This is the same Cleveland script that plays every single year like clockwork. Draft talent, ignore it, protect mediocrity, and then panic fire someone when the whole thing falls apart. The only thing consistent about this franchise...
When Shedeur becomes the starting quarterback, the power dynamic will shift and retribution will be had. Meaning, once Shedeur Sanders plays for the Cleveland Browns and they get to see it, and Shedeur Sanders becomes the #1 quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
is its inconsistency. And Stefanski's play calling? Oh, it's officially turned into performance art. Predictable, cautious, uninspired. The kind of game plan that feels like it was designed to avoid one-star reviews instead of scoring touchdowns. He's out there calling plays like a man afraid of getting yelled at online. Meanwhile, the locker room has to feel like a volcano about to erupt. You've got Myles Garrett, the heart of the defense, publicly saying everyone needs to step up because the offense is struggling. Translation, our quarterback stinks. The receivers, barely getting any looks. The tight ends, running routes just to stay warm. The O-line, blocking for plays that never even happen. It's like watching a team that forgot what momentum feels like. Every drive looks scared. Every call sounds desperate. And somehow, this staff still calls it strategy.
And you watch the way Dillon Gabriel played today, and you come on the radio show tomorrow talking about he looked best and the team just has to do better, man, you are straight out asinine and diabolical, man. Tony Grossi, we need answers. There's no way that you can speak for Dillon Gabriel no more. Shedeur Sanders, number 12. We want to see Shedeur. Give Shedeur a shot. Let's see what this offense looks like with Shedeur Sanders in the.
This isn't football anymore. It's creative suffering. You can literally feel the morale draining from that locker room, the energy fading play by play, as winnable games turn into reruns of the same bad comedy Cleveland's been starring in for decades. If this is the process, then the Browns have been processing failure longer than some fans have been alive. And now, Jimmy Haslam's patience looks cooked. You can't be a billionaire watching your team become a weekly meme and not eventually lose it. There's only so many bubble screens a man can watch before he starts rethinking his life choices. And when an NFL owner gets humiliated on national TV, oh, someone's definitely getting fired. Let's not sugarcoat it. Dillon Gabriel isn't the root of the problem. He's just the symptom. The real sickness in Cleveland is the addiction to safe picks. Safe picks don't build dynasties, they build excuses.
There's times when you message to your football team, or I should say this, I message the football team every single day, and there's sometimes you use different tools to get their attention.
And have you ever been that intense? The way he described is that you gave it to them pretty good.
The Philly comes out every once in a while, yes.
Thanks.
All right, next we're to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, did that feel like one of the better games that Grant has played? And just how does his versatility help you?
This league rewards risk takers, the ones who aren't afraid to push limits. Every great player that's ever made history took a leap. Meanwhile, the Browns are still hiding behind caution tape, too scared to even try. They're so terrified of being wrong, they've forgotten how to be right. And while they play not to lose, Shedeur Sanders is sitting right there, built to win. He's got the talent, the presence, the poise, everything they claim they want, just collecting dust on the bench while someone else rehearses failure in real time. And it's not even subtle anymore. Everyone sees it. The Dolphins' defense was laughing through the second half, literally laughing. They didn't bother disguising blitzes because they already knew Cleveland wouldn't punish them. That's how predictable it's gotten. Shedur's the type who could walk into that huddle tomorrow and make everyone believe again. But belief isn't something Cleveland invests in. They don't trust confidence, they trust bubble screens. And the funniest excuse floating around? Shedeur needs more time to develop. Really, how do you develop on the bench? You can't grow by watching mediocrity unfold in front of you. You grow by playing. Is he supposed to evolve through osmosis while watching Dillon Gabriel overthrow 3-yard routes? You don't learn football by studying failure. You learn it by surviving it, playing through it, week after week. Yet Cleveland keeps rolling Gabriel out there like it's a loyalty test. The message is loud and clear. We'd rather lose slowly than risk winning fast. That's not strategy. That's a disease. And it's the same sickness that's kept this franchise stuck in a permanent rebuild cycle. Jimmy Haslam's tried everything. New coaches, new quarterbacks, new slogans, even new prayer candles.
For a Miami fan than a Browns fan. Oh my goodness. I just want to point these things out. 31-6. Dillon Gabriel is still in the game after they get the ball back. Now I actually am big on, I don't want Shedeur playing any football until Kevin Stefanski isn't coaching. I've said that on so many videos. However, you're up 31-6 to a Miami team that's...
But at some point, the problem stops being bad luck and starts being bad choices. The culture's broken from the top down. Stefanski's running out of excuses, out of creativity, and out of time. His so-called safe game plans make 1950s football look futuristic. It's the same old routine. Memorize plays, then spend Sunday dumping the ball off to the running back and hoping fans don't notice how scared the offense looks. After that latest embarrassment, Haslam's face said it all. The man's had enough. You could see it in his eyes, frustration, disbelief, and maybe even regret for trusting a system that's allergic to progress. Cleveland's at a crossroads now, and one more safe week might be Stefanski's last. Because this isn't a talent issue, it's a management issue. The defense is elite, the run game's strong, the fans are loyal beyond reason. The only missing ingredient is leadership with guts, someone willing to stop hiding behind caution and actually unleash the roster they built. And that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders represents.
Over my dead body will Shedeur get a shot. This is all-time shameful on the part of Kevin Stefanski. He won't even speak Shedeur's name in these interview sessions. There's just a principle involved here where at least you acknowledge that by default, Flacco is now gone. Shedeur moved up a slot. He's second on the depth chart. This was Kevin Stefanski pretty much.
The risk they're too scared to take. The kid's been groomed for this his whole life. Pressure doesn't crush him, it feeds him. He's calm in chaos, sharp under fire, and you can see that hunger in his eyes. He wants it. That alone makes him the best option. He's not sitting around waiting for perfection. He's waiting for a chance. Cleveland's coaching staff keeps pretending they're protecting him, but let's be real. The only thing they're protecting is their own reputation, because the moment Shedeur steps on that field and lights it up, the whole world will see how long they've been wrong. The real fear in Cleveland isn't losing games anymore. It's losing credibility. If Jimmy Haslam's got any sense left, he'll end this circus now. Fire Stefanski, bench Gabriel, and finally hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders. The fan base is exhausted, the locker room's cracking, and everyone's tired of watching talent rot on the bench. Shedeur doesn't need protection. He needs an offensive line, a real playbook, and a coach who actually believes in him. The Browns keep acting like putting him in would ruin him, but here's the real news flash. Sitting him is what's ruining him. This team can't afford another so-called development year. The clock's ticking, the season's slipping, and fans are running out of patience faster than Gabriel runs out of passing options. 1-6 isn't a rebuild anymore. It's a red flag waving in HD. So what's next?
McDaniels for the Dolphins, or is it going to be Kevin Stefanski, and how can they keep their jobs? When it comes to Kevin Stefanski, since week 14 of last season, you have only averaged 13.7 points. So at this point, we're going to have to see a different quarterback. We already know what Dillon Gabriel is going to get us: a bunch of passes and no yards. Okay, now when it comes to the Dolphins, they have scored 134 points just this season. So all they have to do is worry about defense, because we know they can score. What do you guys think? Do you think Kevin Stefanski is going to stick with the same QB and the same offense that's only been producing?
Either Haslam finally snaps and pulls the trigger, or the Browns keep pretending this disaster isn't happening. Maybe Gabriel gets another start. Maybe Stefanski gets another press conference full of recycled excuses. But deep down, everyone in that building knows the truth. The experiment failed. The safe pick backfired. And it's time to stop lying to themselves about who's ready. Shedeur is ready. The only ones who aren't are the ones too scared to admit it. The truth couldn't be clearer. The safe choice failed, and the bold one's been waiting this whole time. The Browns have run out of excuses, out of time, and out of patience from their own fans. It's time to take the training wheels off and let the kid drive before there's nothing left to say. Until then, Cleveland better get used to bubble screens, boos echoing through the stands, and endless replays of missed potential on every highlight reel. This story can still be rewritten, but it starts with one brave decision. Play the guy who actually knows how to play football, because next time Jimmy Haslam loses it, it won't just be Stefanski catching the fire. It'll be the entire system that convinced him 55 yards of offense was a game plan. And when that explosion hits, the fireworks won't be on the field. They'll be in the front office. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're done watching the Browns play scared. And we'll see you on the next one.